Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to demonstrate how to replace the Wick and Wadding in this Brown & Bigelow Remembrance Windmaster petrol lighter insert. There's not much to this one. It's pretty basic. Should be pretty easy to follow along. This insert has already had all the wadding and wick removed because we gave it a bath in the 30% concentrated vinegar to try to get rid of a little bit of rust on the windscreen, and ended up not only getting rid of the rust, but getting rid of a lot of the plating as well. So lesson learned on that. We've got this insert nice and clean, and we have several pieces of cotton pulled off, and then one of those pieces pulled off into thinner strips to go down the narrow side behind the flint tube in the tank of the lighter. So we're going to get those three strands shoved in there, and that will look about right for there. Then we will move on to the wick, which I normally put these in from the bottom, but every time I do that in a video somebody complains, so I've started doing it from the top. Generally with these copper woven Zippo type wicks, I try to twist it down into as narrow a profile as I can get to slide through that hole. And in this particular lighter, it was no problem at all for that to start and then go ahead and spin on through there. So we'll go ahead and pull it and then get that wick to about the height we want it, which is just below the height of the windscreen, or about the height of the windscreen. Then we will take a screwdriver and bend this wick down flat up against the top, and then we will just begin to layer cotton and then fold the wick, then another layer of cotton, then fold the wick, and then repeat until you get down to the bottom. I can't remember whether it was 3 or 4 layers that I put in here, but it all fits in there real nice, and those copper woven wicks are very easily manageable. It's a lot easier when you have your cotton ready. If I was doing a closed tank lighter, I wouldn't tear that apart. I would keep it as together as possible so that it would hopefully come out in one piece as much as possible. But, you know, it's not much you can do sometimes. Looks like it was 3 layers that I put in there, and you can see the wick reaching down to the bottom. And now we are going to go ahead and grab our felt pad, and we'll get our felt pad back on there along with our, you can see that felt pad had a little bit of rust contamination on it. That won't hurt anything. It's the only one I have that fits, or it was the only one I had handy to fit this particular insert. Get the flint put back in the direction where it was already grooved, followed by the flint spring and flint spring screw. Give that a turn or two, and then hit the file wheel to make sure that it's not too tight and jammed up in there. It's all grooved and moving in the right direction. So then we get it tightened on down. See, it is providing a very strong spark. So we'll go ahead and get our screwdriver and position the wick into the center of the windscreen. where we want it, and then I believe it often will enhance your lighter's ability to light if you will bloom out the top of that wick. Gives you more space, more catching surface for fuel, oxygen, and spark. So my can of fuel here is about to go empty, so it may be, I'm not sure how efficient I was at pouring it. I may have poured some of it out as I was trying to finish it off here. That's alright, the camera wouldn't focus on me there, so I got a little distracted, but we got it fueled. Now we will get the case replaced. This is what is referred to as a slip case. Slip case being just that, only the case. It doesn't contain any of the actual workings, it just covers the bottom of the actual working part of the lighter. So maybe slip cover would be more appropriate. Take a look again here at the insert that we originally intended to use for this project when I got the lighter in the mail from Dylan DePie. Apparently he had gotten it from ZF77, and ZF77 had at one point or another received the lighter initially from Zippo Daily Fix. But I put it in the vinegar to clean it up, and when that ate away all that corrosion, it exposed the break in that spring which was holding on the lid. So that's why we ended up with the other insert, and I've used it interchangeably in a couple of different cases here. The other one, I will be selling this insert in, and I will include the broken insert in that listing as well, just because of the nature of the listing, it being gifted to me by those fellas, and then being a charity auction. We'll just go ahead and include it all. That way if somebody does get it repainted or wants to include that in their display, they've got the original insert that came with the lighter. You can see how this slip case, the Texas Auto Transport, has some plating loss. You can see through to the bare brass on that case as well. These Windmasters are very sturdy feeling flip top Petrol lighters. Most of the time they have some kind of advertising on them, so something cool, nostalgic to look back at, even if they do end up a little corroded over time. So another useless lighter that we have made useful again. Until next time.